Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? Sorry, it's been a while. I had a lot of crazy things happen besides COVID and everything. I didn't get sick at all during this whole thing, but what I did do was buy a house and move. So that's the reason why it took so long. It was a long, difficult, stressful process. A lot more difficult and stressful than I thought it was going to be. Never bought a house before, first time homeowner and everything. So, if you notice from my other videos that the background has changed, that's the reason why, because I moved. I know I said I'd do a video, an update video on my canister filter setup, where I have two canister filters, one being used as a booster. They're connected together. Well, when I did the first video, I actually had a leak problem where they started leaking, both of them, from where the head sits on the canister itself. Now, I figured maybe the gaskets were bad, and they was. So I replaced those, and it took, let's see, I ordered them right after that video. I think it was around March or something when I did that video. I ordered them right after that video, and didn't receive them for like 2 months. So, I didn't receive them until April, May of last year. So it's been a year ago since I've posted a video, I'm pretty sure. And got them put on, got everything running right, and everything hooked back up. It was working just fine. Well, I cleaned them the other day, and they started leaking again. So they currently are not hooked up together anymore like they was, because they started leaking again. I don't know if that's because they was hooked together or not, because I have 3 of the same canister filters, and the other one that I've got is by itself, with the exception of an actual booster on it, and it's not leaking at all. So I don't know if them being connected together caused the issue. All I know is I was in the middle of cleaning them, of course, and when I put them back together and turned it back on, got it going, water just started pouring out, and I had a big water mess. Luckily, the tanks are in my new basement, and I have concrete floors with a gutter all the way around the floor, the edge of the floor. The house was built that way, obviously, when it was new, or when it was built back in the 1900s sometime. I don't know exactly when. But yeah, so I had a mess all over the floor because they started leaking. Drained probably, I would say 3 gallons of water out of my tank in a matter of seconds. Because I didn't catch that it was leaking right away. I just felt the water on my feet and was like, what the hell? So I turned the filter off and, pulled the aqua stop lever up so that it would stop allowing water into the canister, of course. And luckily I had another filter on that tank anyway, so it's got a filter on it. But I'm not entirely sure if or what caused the problem for them to be leaking only a year after I replaced the main gasket. Now, for those of you who don't know about a canister filter, they usually have more than just one gasket. most of the time they have at least 2 gaskets. Some of them can have more, and it depends on if you have an internal UV sterilizer or not. The one that I currently have hooked up to this tank, it has a UV sterilizer on it, and it has 3 gaskets on the UV sterilizer alone. Just the glass tube that goes over the bulb has 3 gaskets alone on it. And then it has, of course, the main gasket, and then the gasket that is around where the impeller is. But so I'm going to order new gaskets for all of my canister filters, because the one that I have currently hooked up to the tank is 5 years old. It's had the same gasket on it for 5 years, and I never had a leak until I put it back together. This all happened yesterday. Okay, so this is Friday, April 22nd, I think. I don't know the exact day of the month. I don't keep track of that. But it was leaking, and I found out that it was leaking because this clasp, if you can see that crack right there, that's in the square. I guess you probably can't see the square on your screen, on the screen, but that crack right there, my thumb is pointing right to it actually, was not allowing the clasp to pull the lid down tightly. So I was like, well, let me see if that's the problem. So since I had 2 other canister filters, both of them leaking no matter what I did, because the gaskets have failed, I decided to take the clasps off of that canister filter and put on the other one, and it's no longer leaking. I'm still going to replace the gasket, but I'm also going to replace those clasps, because the one's broken and the other one looks like it's slightly broken as well, because it was leaking out of both sides where those clasps are. But I am going to put the new gaskets on the canister filters that I had set up like that. They are, I don't know how to turn this around, so you'll have to bear with me. But they are, let's see here, right here is one, and there's the other one. The aqua stops up because this was leaking, and they're leaking here and on the other side, which is where this one here is leaking. I took the clasps from this one for my other one over there, but on the other side too. This one is the one, you see my towel mess here, because water was everywhere. This whole area, this carpet here, it's still wet. I just got my foot wet from stepping on it. But this one here, when I took it apart to clean it and put it back together, it was leaking here and here. Because these clasps, like I showed you here, are well, I mean, broke. This one here broke on both sides, and those are the original clasps for this one. So I got to get new clasps and new gaskets. I'm going to do all of them. But as I said, I had 3. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. I replaced all the gaskets at the same time on all 3 of these ones here, and that one is the only one not leaking a year later. And I cleaned this one, is what it looks like. It needs a new clasp there too, I think. So I'm going to get new clasps for all of them too, it looks like. But that one, there's no water down there, it's not leaking. So I am going to do this again and see if in a year, if they start leaking again. If the gaskets fail again in a year, I will make another video on it and let you guys know. If it's fine, I will still make a video and let you guys know. But if it's leaking, I will let you guys know. Like, don't do it because the gaskets fail in about a year's time. Whereas the other canister filter, this one here, I got this canister filter 5 years ago when I got this tank. I got this tank, bought this canister filter for that tank. It's only a 20-gallon tank, but I wanted to go in between maintenance because I had to hang on back here. Back here. And I was doing that thing like every fucking week. Tired of it. So I got this one, and this one here has not leaked. It looks like it might be leaking right here. It's a little wet on top. I'm gonna have to look into that. It should not be leaking there. But this one here has not leaked in the 5 years that I've had it. I do have it hooked up to this booster, and I would say this booster works pretty good because it catches a lot of the filth that comes out of the tank. I still have mechanical filtration in the bottom here. I have a coarse pad, a medium pad, and a fine pad in the bottom of that filter. But then I have this Sun, which I was like, oh cool, new Sun, let's get it. This is the Sun 5000. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on that, it might be a different name, I forget what it is. But this filter is not in use. It was on this tank here. Overkill, I know, but the other filter I had totally exploded. It was a Fluval 305 or 405. It worked really well, but it exploded the lid clean off. I've said that in one of my other videos, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so I got this because it was on sale, and I think I only paid $120 for it when the original price is upwards of $150. But I was cleaning this tank one day, and I wondered why my fish were dying, because I had more fish in here than this. I had a whole lot more of the glow Danios. There's only 2 tetras in there right now, glow tetras, and I've lost those. I had glow tiger barbs in there, but they're all dead. I had 3 glow sharks, 2 of them died. I still got my algae eater and a whole bunch of snails, as you guys can see. But I went to clean this tank once, and I was doing a water change on it, and I leave the filter running until the water gets down below the siphon there at the top there, the skimmer, the surface skimmer. And when I touched the water, I got zapped, and I'm like, what is going on here? And I touched the water and got zapped. My fish weren't acting right, which is what prompted the water change in the first place, because I noticed my fish were acting weird and they were dying and just not acting funny or not acting correct. So I did the water change, was doing the water change, and noticed that every time I touched the water, I got zapped. And I'm like, what is going on? Well, that prompted me to unplug the canister filter, the Sun canister filter. And when I touched the water, I didn't get zapped. And I'm like, so I plugged it back in, touched the water, got zapped. I'm like, okay, there's something wrong with this canister filter. Well, I took the canister filter out, took it apart, unhooked it, took it apart. And as you know, this is got a built-in UV sterilizer. And when I took this lid off, I noticed that the water had gotten in with the UV sterilizer bulb. It got inside. The gaskets failed. So I've got to buy new gaskets for that one, and I'm going to see if they fail. I only had that canister filter for probably about 2 years before that happened. So I'm going to see if they fail again after a year or two. If they do, I'm going to stop getting Sun canister filters, because obviously the newer ones they're coming out with are junk. I do realize that, you know, Sun is an off-brand, but Sun don't make the canister filters. It's another company. There's a lot of other companies that have the same canister filters, but this canister filter is a new design from that company, and that canister filter there is a new canister filter. So I will not buy these newer models of canister filter. I'll stick with that model there, because obviously the two newer models have some bugs that need to get worked out. I don't know for sure. I'll know for sure after I buy the new gaskets and put it back together and start using them again. So for now, we're just going to say that my idea of hooking two of the same canister filters together and using one as a booster for mechanical filtration and the other one as biological filtration, it's not working out so well for now. That's after a year of doing it and having gaskets fail. So that is my update. All my fish are doing fine with the exception of the ones I lost. The glowfish I lost because of the getting electrocuted, basically. I'm glad I noticed it. I noticed that they weren't acting right, and one day, and I started doing it, and that's when I noticed. And that's after I had multiple fish dead when I woke up, and the other fish weren't acting right. And I'm like, well, something's wrong. I thought maybe I did something wrong, but it wasn't me. It was my equipment malfunctioning. So, but yeah, this is all my mess. This is going to be my fish room. I got to get all that taken care of. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, because like I said, we moved in. We've been here about 2 months. It was, when we moved in here, it was snowy and icy, and yeah, I sprained my ankle, and it was it actually just got better probably about a month ago maybe. It hurt every time I walked on it for over a month. I do know that because I slipped on ice and sprained my ankle. But yeah, we did just move in. This is just all junk. I got tools, just a bunch of odds and ends. I got to go through all of this. We didn't want to go through it. We didn't want to go through it while we was moving, because we was renting the other place, and we didn't want to be in there for another month and have to have another month's rent to move. So we wanted to get out, you know, as soon as we got the keys for this place. There's a lot of stuff that we got to do, like who paints a furnace and hot water heater black? Who does that? I mean, seriously. But those got to be replaced. They will get replaced. But that is the reason why it's taken so long, because we literally, it took us 6-7 months of fighting with people to get this place. We had to get a loan, of course. But it took us 6 or 7 months fighting with, I don't even know who, because we was doing it through our realtor. She was the one that was going back and forth between us and the other people. And well, that's a story for another video. It just took us 6-7 months to get the place finalized and all the paperwork and everything get moved in here. So that is the reason why it's taken me a year to make a video. Dealing with all that on top of COVID just makes it kind of hard. So I will try to get more videos out in the future. You guys Let me know if you want to see anything specific, because I am planning on doing not just fish videos on fish tanks and fish filters and stuff like that, not just aquarium videos, but I'm also planning on doing the video on building my game room and my fish room, which is going to be down here in this basement in the new house. This over here, where all this stuff is going to be my game room. This is, I would say, probably the center of the basement right here where this is. And then my furnace, and from this pool, there's going to be a wall from this pool all the way over to this wall here. And then this, where my fish stuff is going to be my fish room. So they're going to be right beside each other, and I'm only going to have one door, I think. It's going to go into the fish room, and then there'll be another door probably right here, right there, because there's going to be a wall here. All the way down here, there will be a wall. I'm going to have a door right here probably to get into my game room, I think. If you guys have any suggestions for how I should do this, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm also going to just let me know. I was thinking about blogging, or, you know, taking you all for a ride, showing the progress of building my fish room and game room. Let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in, because that'll probably be a few videos at least, because there is a lot that I have to do before I can even start doing it, though. I kind of have to wait for this to be replaced, because the furnace is not running right now, but this is. It's not supposed to, but that's running. It runs nonstop all the time. So this has got to be replaced, and that's going to be replaced. I'm kind of waiting for those two things to be replaced. Should be within a year or so. Maybe this summer. I'm not sure yet. That is all for now. Also, let me know if you would like a video, a tour of the house, you know, where you guys can actually see it. So let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, and otherwise just have a good day. My eyes are a little bit messed up because of allergies, so don't think I was drunk or nothing. I'm just allergies, tired. I mowed the grass today. First time I mowed the grass since last summer, and I have really bad allergies. That's why my eyes are all puffed up and stuff. So that's it. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Later.